Welcome to Ground Control. I wanted to show you, once I got the F-22 Micro version 2 all set up and got my dual rates set up to where I like to fly it, you know, where there's a good roll rate for me and plenty of authority on the elevator. This will pertain to version 1 and version 2 of the micros. Of course, the version 1 is designed to run specifically off of a 2-cell only, and the version 2 is designed to run off of a 2-cell or 3-cell LiPo. So the 2S setup has a little more throw in the control surfaces than in the 3S setup, specifically for the version 2. For the version 1, all you have to worry about are the throws for a 2S setup. So since we have the plans for version 1 available on our YouTube channel, specifically for subscribers of our YouTube channel, and we have the version 2 available right now only to patrons of Ground Control RC. But this will give you a very good starting point for your control surfaces, for the movement in your control surfaces, so that when you go out and fly it for the first time, you should have a very successful maiden if you start off with these throws on your control surfaces. And if you find that you want to dial them down a little bit, that's great. Or if you want to dial them up a little bit, if you want a more aggressive setup. But this should get you in the air and get you flying just fine. And these are the throws that I use whenever I go out and fly this little Micro Parkjet. So anyway, I've got everything hooked up here, and I want to show you exactly where I measure this. Okay, so where I measure the throws on the control surfaces is right here at the far side edge of the elevon. I don't measure it back here at the furthest extent, because it's a little bit easier for me to be able to hold the ruler right, you know, real close to the edge of the elevon, so I can see exactly how much travel there is. So I have a 3S LiPo in here right now. And I'll give you the throws on the 2S. But first, on the 3S, for the aileron setup, I have it set up for 13 millimeters of travel in each direction, and that gives me plenty of roll authority on this little micro plane. As you can see right there, there's 13 millimeters worth of travel in one direction, and on the elevator, it's only 6 millimeters of travel on the elevator. I know that doesn't look like much, does it? But you've seen me fly this little micro aircraft out in the field and do rolls and loops and split S maneuvers and reverse split S maneuvers with it. And this actually gives you plenty of elevator authority. You know, it's hard to believe that you can have that slight of a movement in the control surface and be able to change direction and have authority and loops and stuff as you do with this. But I'm telling you, that's all you need. Now on the 2S setup, in the ailerons, and the throws on the ailerons, you're going to need 17 millimeters of deflection, 4 millimeters more with a 2S setup than you have in a 3S setup, and that's just because the plane is going to be flying slower. And in the elevator, you're going to have 8 millimeters of travel in each direction on a 2S setup, 2 millimeters more than I have with a 3S setup. So it's not a huge difference in the amount of throws for a 2S setup, but it will give you as much maneuverability on a 2S with those throws as it does on a 3S setup. So if you're using it as a trainer setup, then you might want to leave the throws the same as I have for the 3S setup. It won't be quite as aggressive. But that's a good starting point for everyone. I think you'll go out, once you get it built, get the electronics in it, go out and fly it for the first time. If you have these throws set up for your 2S and 3S setups on the version 1 and version 2 Micro F-22s, you'll have a very successful flight, and then you can tweak it however you want for whatever your flying style is. But that's where I would start. So thanks for watching. Please give a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget, there are plans available for the version 1 for subscribers of the YouTube channel. If you'd like to download the plans for the version 1 F-22 Micro and build it and go out and fly it, all the information is in the Pilot's Lounge episode number 8. In the show notes, all the information is there on getting the plans for the version 1 Micro F-22. So go build it, go fly it, and I will see you in the air.